Hello, I'm here to talk about Windows 8, and in particular, I'm here to talk about the Metro that was added to Windows 8. And I'm also here to talk about two of my favorite apps that I've encountered here in the last few months, and I've really enjoyed them quite a bit. Okay, first off, we'll see two operating systems, Windows 7 and Windows 8. You can see by the look there, they're quite a bit different. Windows 8 came out on October 26, 2012. It was a lot different than 7, quite a bit different actually. The desktop, of course, is 7 was the old standards, and I think Microsoft want to go with a more revolutionary look, kind of a mobile experience. So people could kind of translate the look from the phone and to the desktop. And I think it was accepted at first. The beta was seemingly positive. People, I think, were ready to embrace some change, and didn't go over quite so well, I don't think. But we'll find out here. And was it easy to use? For some, maybe not. A lot of people, including myself, had used it a little bit. I never had Windows 8 when it first came out, but I did try a friend's, and I did find that it was a bit clunky, a little cumbersome to use to start the Metro screen itself. Excuse me. And overall, using the swipe features was just awkward. It wasn't even very intuitive at all. But here you can see by this humorous video, this lady's trying to actually navigate the Metro system while she's inebriated, so it's entertaining.
Absolutely, yes. Full sentences. I am an active computer user with a laptop. I mean, I use it to check my email. I use it to do the work I do. I use it for. I'm a cyborg. I'm connected to it all the time. I see rectangles and squares in various colors. Then there's something called messaging, which I don't know. Is that some kind of text thing that you do on a laptop? And then there's desktop. That's the stuff that I've saved to my desktop with the with the silver potatoes. And there's store, there's maps, there's SkyDrive, who knows what that is. Music, videos, camera, games, Budapest. Then something called rah-rah.com. And then an elephant's head. It's called Evernote. Okay, so now I'm in mail mode. Ooh, but it's gone back to the start page. So let's try it again. I'm in mail. Mail. Alright, well, I'm going to try the plus. I mean, that's the best we've got going for us, right? Ooh, yeah. Okay. I think this is it. But it is a really weird interface. I mean, what the fuck? It's just blank. It's blank and it's not the customary email interface. So I hover over the words add a subject. Nothing happens. And then something at the bottom comes up, a bar that says save draft and attachments. That's all really cute, but what about, can I actually just write the fucking email? Where do I do that? I really just wanted to exit the mail program, and it's just this big, vast sheet of white. Yeah, I mean, go away. Wow, this is really, is it me? All I can do is like retreat, like the Monty Python people. But all it does is minimize the calendar and drag the calendar down to the bottom of the screen. Oh, no, yeah, it's a miracle. I'm back to the start screen. And there's a So I hovered over the calendar, and now I'm in the calendar. And then you hit escape, and nothing happens. You can't get out of the calendar. I'm stuck in the calendar. I need to access possibly the desktop here, which is where the dog might be saved. What about if I went like to the corner, or to this corner, or to that? Which is what I came to originally when I clicked it. So, okay, so now
As you can see by this video, this poor lady really had a lot of problems trying to navigate through the Windows 8 Metro, even though she was a little drunk. But in this other video here, you can actually see they make it seem easy, but I think in execution, it really was a bit cumbersome, and I think it just wasn't adopted so well by most people. And well, as a result of that, Microsoft got a lot of complaints, and mostly centered on the chaotic tile arrangement, of course, the swipe arrangements or swipe mechanics, and they thought it was clunky and very confusing. So let's see what Microsoft does next. All right, here we are. Windows 8.1 update came months and months after the initial release of Windows 8. Microsoft finally addressed a lot of the issues with the Metro system and added the app screen. And here's a short video, which I won't show too much of, but it basically shows some of the things that they did to address the issues. And uh, some of it here I wanted to show was the app screen, which is great. They really did a lot with the being able to resize your tiles, and of course the app screen itself, which to me is one of the best things because you can just you can of course take a tile or app or whatever and move it anywhere, to your desktop or wherever you want, and put the Metro screen in the background, which is great. I loved it, and now I'm using it on another computer, and I actually like it a lot better. Not as good as I like 7 still, but I love 8 because 8.1 because they did add this feature, and it makes it a lot more intuitive, and it makes you actually want to go out and get apps and just to try them out and see how they work, and it was great. I think they did a good job, and should be applauded for that. All right, now we're on to my two favorite apps, iFixit and LastPass. All right, iFixit is basically an app where you go on the site, if you have a broken device or something, you just look up the manual. It'll usually have the manual if that device is on the list, and usually it'll be a video instruction or a pictorial instruction, and it's very concise. You can go by the video or the pictorial, or you can just use the user manual itself. But it's great when you use them all together because it really puts it all together well, and it's community driven, which is great. So that people put things that they have fixed, and they put their videos and their thoughts and stuff, and different ways to fix devices. And I actually fixed my old microwave that I had. It was a broken door on it, and using the iFixit, I was able to find the repair manual, and I was actually able to fix the door. I was going to just chunk the microwave, and it works again, and I was able to give it away to somebody. But you can also um, find tools and parts. They have spare tools and parts, and this little video here, which is just an introduction, actually shows kind of the way that they display everything, how to set your device up to be fixed, and they go through a step-by-step guide. It's very concise. I really, really like it. I can't recommend it enough for anybody who likes to fix electronics or appliances, even vehicles. It's highly recommended. I would definitely try it out. All right, my next one. And LastPass. This is a newer app I just downloaded, and I love it. I've actually stored a lot of my passwords and credit card stuff, and it's just been one of those bones of contention for me for years. I can never remember my passwords for my email. I always forget them. I always have to redo them, and I've always made them too easy to, or not too easy, but just I've made them to the point where that they were easy to crack if you're a hacker. And I've had a couple of things in my websites that have been broken into, and after that, I've been leery about using you know passwords that were short length, and now I use the better ones. It's hard to remember, and this little app is handy because it actually remembers them for you, and it stores them locally, so you don't have to worry about hackers coming into your computer for the internet. It's all done locally. Nothing's accessible to the internet, and if you want the premium version, it does cost. I think it's like $12 a year, but it does come with a Google Authenticator, and you can use your mobile phone to access your information and all your passwords. You can also generate passwords through your mobile phone. And here's a little video that kind of briefly explains it, exactly the mechanics of it.
Password, and they use it over and over on all the sites they log into. But, we all have so many passwords. I mean, there's bank, email, shopping sites, Facebook. How are we supposed to remember a unique password for every one of those sites?
I've got a better idea. Let LastPass, my new favorite password management system, store and remember them for you.
LastPass is free to use, super simple, and most importantly, it keeps your private information protected. Here's how.
Head to lastpass.com and download the system for the browser you use to surf the web. Once you download it, it's going to ask you to establish a master password. This is the last password you're ever going to have to remember, but make sure you do because it's the only way you're going to get into your LastPass account. Now you can get started storing all your pre-existing passwords.
Once LastPass is installed, you'll see this little icon in the right-hand corner of your browser.
Now, let's say I want to go to my email account. The LastPass prompt will show up and ask if I want it to automatically fill in my login information. Why, yes, thank you very much. Unless you log out every time you're finished checking your emails, and who does, anyone could sit down and have access to all your information, like credit cards, bank account information, whatever. Now all you have to do is log off of LastPass, and all that stuff is secure. But here's what you really need LastPass for: password generation, meaning you should really have a unique password for every online account you have. And instead of looking like this, it should really look like this. Good luck remembering that one. But you don't have to. When you go to a site that asks for a password, LastPass will generate one for you. Done. And now it's stored. So next time I go back, boom. Easy, right? And you should let it generate new passwords for all of those places you use that same old password over and over. Now I know what you're thinking. What if I'm on another computer and I have no way of knowing what kind of crazy complex password LastPass created for me? Well, don't worry. As long as you remember the LastPass master password, you can log on to the website anywhere, and everything is stored in the vault. Now LastPass will do its thing while you're on. Just be sure to log off when you leave. So, let's recap. Set up your free LastPass account, create your secure master password, use the password generator for safer passwords,
And from now on, when it comes to your passwords, keep it to yourself. Bye.
And that was actually, I used this video when I looked it up when I was looking up LastPass to see what it was about, and that was a great video. It explained it well, and I got it as a result of that. And I'm enjoying it. It's a great little app. I highly recommend it. All right. So in conclusion, Windows 8, of course, was much different than 7. They added the new Metro tile system, and the rollout of it, of course, wasn't so great. It was a bit rocky. There was a lot of confusion how to navigate it, clunky interface. People didn't really jive with it. And then, of course, Microsoft heard the complaints, and they introduced the 8.1 update, which had a total redesign of the Metro's interface, and they had the app screen, which was great. You were able to take all your favorite apps, of course, and put them anywhere you wanted, and it really let you add more control of your apps. And lastly, of course, my two favorite apps, the LastPass and iFixit. Highly recommend. It was great. And thank you for listening.